This is a short video on how to copy XY data in ASCII form from a waveform in SIMETRIX SIMPLIS and export it to an external spreadsheet. To do this, we use the Edit Copy ASCII Data menu item to collect the curve data and then paste the data first into a text editor and also into an Excel spreadsheet. Here I have an example schematic, and I'll go ahead and run the schematic to generate some curves. First thing to note is that the menu bar up here will change when I click within the graph. And once we're into the menu bar for the graphical viewer, come up here to Edit. And there are several commands in here which are used for moving curves within SIMETRIX SIMPLIS. We have cut, copy, paste, delete, selected curves commands for moving things around. Now for exporting the curve data to an external spreadsheet, or bringing it back in, we have the copy and paste ASCII data commands over here. So we have one graph over here with one grid and one wave shape. On the other tab, we have 3 grids with one curve per grid. So we can only export from one of the graphs at a time, but we can export all 3 curves. So to do that, let me click down here on these 3 curves. To export all 3 of those, we do Edit and we do the Copy ASCII Data command. Now I'm going to open a notepad. I'll go right click and paste into the notepad, and now we've pasted several thousand lines of data. I'll scroll up here to the top, and you notice we have column headers for each, which are the same words that were on the axes of the graphs. And one thing to note here is that the resolution is quite high. It's the native resolution of SIMETRIX SIMPLIS. It's about 20 decimal places. Now I'll come over here and I'll paste it into an Excel spreadsheet, and it does things a little differently. Here we go. Again, we have the same column headers, but one thing to note is that the display resolution is not very high. On the other hand, if I click in a cell, the imported data actually has higher resolution, but it still is not the native resolution of SIMETRIX SIMPLIS. The application truncated some of that data, and it shouldn't be a problem with 13 decimal places, but just something to note. This wraps up our short video on exporting XY data from a SIMETRIX SIMPLIS waveform using the Edit Copy ASCII Data menu item.